Hello, this is a new GMP Detox session. My name is Markus Römer. I'm a consultant and auditor for the pharmaceutical industry. Today we want to talk about ICH Q9. Everybody's talking about quality risk management, maybe in a lot of different variants and different levels of understanding. So today we want to talk a little bit about ICH Q9, quality risk management. And I shared my screen again. I want to show you something because as an auditor, I must read a lot of SOPs regarding quality risk management. Let's start with the name ICH. In some SOPs, even nowadays, I must read, it is written the International Conference on Harmonization. You should remember that this organization was renamed to the International Council for Harmonization in October 2015. So they still kept the abbreviation ICH, and it also works with the council. But before that, it was the International Conference on Harmonization. You might also read that in some documents provided by the ICH before 2015. So that was just renamed to council in 2015. On the ICH website, and these guys are doing a fantastic job. If we talk about ICH Q9, that was revised in the last year, but it's also important to understand for any procedure, ICH Q7, Q8, Q10, Q11, Q12, that the formal ICH procedure is that they roll it out in different steps. I have shown it to you here, that they have first the step 1, basically, which is a draft guideline, which goes into step 2 and discussed by the members. The members of the ICH are agencies. And if we have the final version, like we have the ICH Q9 now in the second version, then it's in step 4. And when it's implemented by every national agency, then it becomes to step number 5, which says that is implemented at all the members of the ICH. Sometimes you can see in the documents, it's like a version control, or it's showing you the status, step 1 to step 5. So currently, you see here also on the ICH website for impurities, Q3, Q7, good manufacturing practice, Q8, for example. So some are related also for API production, pharmaceutical development. Q10 is also very popular, pharmaceutical quality systems. You will find exactly the same content in the European GMP Lex Volume 4, for example. And so it continues, and it follows basically an approach. If you would talk about quality by design, that's a part of the pharmaceutical development approach, including quality risk management, so that, for example, from manufacturing, information is also brought down to development of the drugs and so on. I think it's wise to fully understand the entire ICH initiative with the different Q9, Q10, Q11, and so on, with all the quality procedures. Besides of that, there are also other procedures like M, for example. We don't go into details today, but I see it very often that only Q9 is picked out as one single topic and saying, now we talk about risk management, for example, for computerized systems or during the management of deviations, non-conformances, and so on. Okay, so Q9, now it's called release 1 R1, is now in step 4. So you see here below of that on the ICH web page, which agencies like the Brazilians, Mexicans, Europeans who have implemented it and who is still missing to implement it, but it's already in step 4. quality risk management, we don't go into details today, but I want to give you some good advice or very good advice if you don't know that. So here you can read the document. Basically, there have been minor changes. I would not call it major changes between the current one and the previous one. 5-6 pages were added at some parts in the annex of the document. Some writing mistakes have been corrected and so on. But it's still, if we talk about quality risk management, that's the ultimate basis for risk management in the pharmaceutical industry. And you see how it is accepted by a lot of international agencies. If you go into the details, this would be the document with the new ICH logo, by the way. The Committee of Harmonization, not anymore the International Council. They have also corrected that here, and that was adopted on the 18th January 2023. That it gets to step 5. Other national authorities must still implement ICHQ9, so that you just understand the procedure of that behind of that. What is very interesting is because they were publishing ICHQ9 already, what is still open with the previous one, they were offering a briefing package. And this briefing package, I don't know why, it's not very well known, but it's absolutely brilliant. So I share my screen here. If you go from the ICH website to the briefing package, you get a full overview, and they provide it all in PowerPoint presentations, by the way, so you can use it also for internal trainings or coaching sessions or whatever. And if I read a QRM SOP during an audit, sometimes I see still that the ICH is wrongly written or something like this. You only see the content of ICHQ9, sometimes just copy and paste it into an SOP. That's not the idea. And I would say that 95% are using then the FMEA methodology. But there are also other risk management tools. And what I really like in this briefing package, there's an overview, the history, everything in PowerPoint, and each and single risk management tool does have here an own presentation. So it's and all these presentations are of high quality. Even in the meantime, they are a little bit older. They are from, I think, 2005 or something like this, but they are quite very good that you get an overview, because basically it's your responsibility to choose the correct tool for that. And here it's shown also here with some examples for development, for materials management, for the lab and so on. So the briefing package is pretty cool. It still needs to be revised. ICH, as I have understood it from their information, from their news, that they also want to update these with the revision 1 of ICHQ9. But this briefing package already from the first revision is absolutely brilliant. And I'm wondering sometimes that people do not know that. What is also very interesting, there's also a Japanese version. You come to the PMDA, the Japanese. I cannot read Japanese. I trust that this is the right site, so that was the link. What I can clearly see is that you have here, even in Japanese language, the PowerPoint presentation of the FMEA methodology, or HACCP, PHA, risk ranking, risk filtering. I'm sorry, I cannot read Japanese, but I think it's saying that this is the briefing package. I guess that's the word for briefing package, and quality risk management or something like this. So quite very interesting. And if you go into one of these presentations, I just opened the very general one, describing all the different methods. So just have a few on that. I said it's from 2006, but it's still a very good information source. You see here the typical process. Everybody has that in their validation or qualification plan, or in the VMP, in the master file, in the SOPs for quality risk management. Please don't forget there are iterations for risk management. And I like this picture. I don't know how they did that, but basically we are this person here, and we can decide here which kind of tool we are using. I do know that in the European GMP, it's written it's your responsibility to choose the appropriate tool, and there's a full toolbox. The briefing packaging is showing it to you. And in this starting presentation, they say, okay, there could be items to manage quality risk, like on system basis, facility, people, systems, organization. I'm very interested always in process risk and process-related risk management. So here the FMEA is a great one for system risk. It could be a risk ranking with filtering, or an Ishikawa diagram if you want to know the relationship between cause and effect and so on, and the product risk. And what is pretty cool here is that, and I do not see that very often in an SOP. Which tool do we use in which situation? And you find it in this briefing package in the presentation, thanks to ICH, saying, okay, if we want to have a general one or a very detailed one, if it's more focused on product or on process risk. So the FMEA methodology is, for example, fantastic for process risks. I do not like it for system risks on the system itself, maybe. And it's definitely the wrong tool for product risk. So this is quite very cool to have such a kind of metrics, which risk management tool should be used for which situation or for which scenario. And you find that all in this briefing package. I just try to get back to the briefing package. It's pretty cool. You just click on that, PowerPoint is opening, and you have the PowerPoint presentation from the ICH to each of these risk management tools or methodologies, with a quite very good explanation, by the way. And if you would then say, I would also like to see an example, they have that also in here. Again, the ICH is planning to update this briefing package. My impression was that not everybody in the industry knows that this briefing package is existing since 2005, 2006. For me, it was always very helpful. So today you learned a little bit about the name. I was using very modern Gemini to search when I didn't remember when the change was. I hope Gemini, the AI, is correct. We were looking on the website, the different implementation steps. In step 5, it's implemented at each of the agencies, the national states and countries. Here's the website. The documents itself, that you can have a view on that. And what is pretty cool, and that was the message of today, is the briefing package, so that you are enabled to put into your quality risk management SOP, in your approach, in your concept, something like this, where you can define criteria to choose the right tool. Again, I see it very often, 99% people are using the FMEA methodology, which is a great methodology, but it's not applicable to all different scenarios or of the things that you might need to have or that you want to use. So I hope that was useful. Have a look on the ICH Q9 briefing package. It will be updated. I said it all already. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.